Hunter, who never seemed to leave the office for any reason except a fire alarm, Colton had sat in his truck and watched his dad step out of the diner and head back across the street to the office above the family-owned Green Mountain Country Store in downtown Butler, if you could call Elm Street a downtown. Colton had emerged from his truck and followed Lincoln up the back stairs that led to the offices where he and 5 of Colton's siblings ran the store. Colton kept his head down as he walked past Hunter's office and knocked on his dad's door. "Hey," Lincoln said with obvious pleasure. His father was always happy to see him, which was one of the many things in life Colton could count on. "This is a nice surprise. Come in." Colton shook his father's outstretched hand and took a seat in one of his visitor chairs. "To what do I owe the honor of a rare midweek visit from the mountain man?" "I needed a couple of things in town, so I figured I'd stop by." "Everything okay up the hill?" "It's all good. Quiet and relaxing this time of year, as always." Colton thought of early summer as the calm that followed the storm of boiling season, during which he produced more than 5,000 gallons of the maple syrup that was sold in the store. After 9 years of running the family's sugaring facility, his life had fallen into a predictable pattern governed by 25,000 syrup-producing trees. "I'm glad you stopped by. I was going to come up to see you today or tomorrow." "How come?" Lincoln rooted around on his desk, looking for something in the piles of paper and file folders. "Ah, here it is." He pulled out a light blue page and handed it over to Colton. As he scanned the announcement of a trade show in New York City, he skimmed the details until he realized what he was reading. "What the hell, Dad?" "Pleasure aids and sensual devices? What's that got to do with me?" He nearly had a heart attack at the thought of his father thinking he needed such things to move the relationship no one was supposed to know about forward. "I'm considering the line for the store, and I'm looking for someone to send to the show. Since this is your off-season, I thought you might be able to make the trip for us." While trying to wrap his mind around the idea of pleasure aids and sensual devices on sale at their homespun country store, he tried to keep his expression neutral. Though he was slightly appalled at the reason for the mission, the location appealed to him very much. In the interest of keeping his big secret a secret, he kept his reaction casual and indifferent. "What do the others have to say about that product line?" "I haven't exactly mentioned it to them yet. I figured I'd let you check it out first and see what you think before I bring it to them." "Why me?" "Why not you? Everyone else is up to their eyeballs in work and life stuff, so it seemed to make sense to ask you now that your busy season is over for the time being." Lincoln shrugged. "But if you're not up for going..." "Never said that." He'd be a fool to pass up a chance to spend a whole week with her. "I'll do it, but with the caveat that I think this product line has no business in our store." "So noted." "And I think you're in for yet another battle royal with your kids over it." "I live for a good row with my kids," Lincoln said with a grin that made his blue eyes twinkle with mirth. "Don't I know it?" Colton muttered. The latest row had involved the website designer Lincoln had hired behind the backs of his children, who'd made it clear they had no interest in taking their store online. Then Cameron Murphy had come to town and won the hearts of the entire Abbott family, especially Colton's older brother Will, who was now madly in love and living with Cam as she designed the website for the store. Lincoln Abbott had a way of getting what he wanted, and Colton and his siblings had learned to be wary of their father's motivations. In this case, however, Colton couldn't care less about his father's motivations, not when he was looking at a full week with his lady. "Talk to Hunter about getting you registered," Lincoln said, clearly pleased with Colton's capitulation. "I will." Colton folded the flyer into a square with the images on the inside and stashed it in his pocket. "Since you now owe me a favor, I was wondering if I could use the lake house this weekend." When his father gave him an oddly